Okay guys, Friday, November 19th, one day shy of a month since, the remains were found. Kind of like Groundhog Day, so I guess you can cue the Sonny and Cher music. What I'm going to do is just retrace what I do every time I come down to today. Walking back up famous bridge like we always do. There were some people in the parking lot today, so that makes me feel a little better that there's people down here, not just down here by myself. Kind of had a strange encounter last week, as you guys remember, sort of thing. Once again, Big Slough Preserve sign entrance. It's got the longitude, latitude on it, so if anybody needs those coordinates. And then we got the sign. Now I want to look at something here and see if I can find. Okay, here's the Big Slough Canal marked out here. Okay, here's the live long trail going up this side. This would be the Prosper Trail on this side of the canal. And then this is the live long return. Now what I'm looking for is there's a path. Somehow people are cutting across to get over right directly to that area. I don't think it's very far because I saw people up here last week. So I might either today yet or tomorrow. We're thinking of coming down tomorrow. That'll probably be it for me if I do come down tomorrow. Either today or tomorrow. Unless just something really interesting is, reported. But I'd like to walk this live long return trail. So I think there's a good possibility, that, could have possibly went up this direction. Went up that way and then cut across, maybe trying to head over towards I'll call it the tree swing area, but where the stuff was found. It could have been due to the water levels and whatnot. Oh, also, that couple from Northport found a rattlesnake. I think it was on this side of the trail, somewhere in there. Yeah, we ran into a rattlesnake ourselves last Saturday. Boy, I tell you what, talk about changing your mood as far as walking around in all this crazy stuff. When you see rattlesnakes, the reality sets in. So definitely going to be now today's a very warm day. It's 11 a.m. and it's already 80 degrees. So chances of them laying out along the edges to catch the sun at this time today probably would be a less likely. Last week it was a little cooler in the morning when we came up, and that rattlesnake was laying just right on the edge of the tree line, and he was catching the sun. So, but we'll definitely keep our eyes open. To the live long trail access service trail. We're going to start heading up. I'm just reporting, documenting whatever I see, what I've witnessed. As like I said before, until we get an official report from authorities, nobody's going to know 100%. So like I said before, there's a lot of speculation. We could be completely wrong. Okay, here's the live long trailhead sign. There's the primitive path over there, and I'm going to walk up the service path. you know, we could be 99% wrong on everything that we've been, you know, speculating on. The 1% that I would say we're accurate on is we know the basic area where they found the backpack, notebook, and Brian's remains. So we do know that. So the rest of this is just all speculation, but boy, for them guys to, or somebody to come up here, you know, as soon as the investigation, the investigators left, and by the time Saturday morning, to go and pound stakes in the ground and make orange circles, that just seems like that's a lot of effort for YouTube or TikTok clicks, whatever it is these kids are doing nowadays. I just don't know if I can buy that one, because what I saw up here on Saturday when me and Sam and Lydia came up, it just seemed pretty legit to me. Like as far as like it would be what you would think at a crime scene. Now, I know a lot of people are speculating about the orange paint. You know, you got to think of it. Back in the day, back in our days, I guess, you know, they used the crime scenes. Remember the chalk outline? You know, everybody referred to. Well, maybe today's modern version. I smell smoke. The chalk line is, you know, the upside down paint marker cans. You know, that very well could be. You know, would law enforcement or the FBI especially ever, you know, they hold their stuff tight. They're not going to tell you what their procedures are. But the interesting thing is at both crime scenes, you know, Gabby's and Brian's, there was orange spray paint. And that possibly could be what they do, you know, in wooded areas. Now, maybe in, you know, if you have something happen in the city or in town, you know, I'm sure they're not spraying the sidewalks and concrete with spray paint, but out here where it's a little harder to see things, that makes complete sense. So I'm not going to give up on the fact that they do, or that they don't use spray paint. I guess other people maybe have seen crime scenes from other cases in the woods, and, you know, maybe they can say, yeah, you know, that's what was used. So, but yeah, you know, there's a theory going around that this was all staged and it's to throw people off, and boy, I just don't know. I just don't know. You know, and I'm not saying that Brian's still alive. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they think it was staged just possibly for notoriety on YouTube and TikTok, or it was staged possibly to confuse people coming up here so they don't know what actually took place. I mean, there's a lot to read into that, I guess. I'm just not too sure, you know, because like I said, you know, when we came up that Saturday, it was you could very easily read, you know, back there in the back field, you know, numbers spray painted. You could easily see all these circles that, you know, we've always referred to as evidence circles or crime scene circles. I just don't understand what that would be. What was the purpose of that? The thing I did question, though, was the pins, and here's why. When I first found that silver shiny pin back there in the field, and then the other pins were just like rebarb, I question, you know, because you would think, like, you know, especially FBI, they probably got, you know, consistent materials. And I would have thought all those pins would have been silver or all rebarb. So that kind of threw me a little bit, but here's then what brought me back in, that they're legit, is those rebarb stakes had orange paint on them. So they were they got the orange paint on them the same time that those circles were sprayed. So, I mean, is it an elaborate setup? I just don't know. With all the twists and turns and craziness in this case, it quite possibly, I wouldn't put it past it, you know. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to kind of come up. I'm going to do since I'm by myself, I can just kind of, I want to go over everything that took place. And just kind of, in some way, probably wrap it up for myself. Because after hearing that, you know, and this report from these people said that it's, you know, they did find all, you know, all the remains with the clothing. So that explains why there's no, like, shoes, you know, nobody's finding anything. And that makes sense. I mean, I totally buy that. He was simply found, you know, and it could have been a simple thing as he just directly walked up here to the end of this access trail or something. And, you know, I know I bring in a lot of the tree swing and all that stuff only because it just fits, but I could be totally wrong. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm just took an interest in this, and I'm just trying to do what I can do to kind of help piece it all together for everybody. You know, me and that couple, we met up in the parking lot on that first Saturday. We walked up here. We got up. I was talking, so I'm not quite sure exactly where I'm at, but I think I'm halfway or a little more. We ran into this hiker from Arizona who originally brought up this noose. You know, so our initial thought, my initial thinking was, oh, he must be talking, they found a noose and, you know, it was collected and all that stuff. He never really went into any detail about it, just said, hey, did you know there was a noose found? And then he moved on to he found a rattlesnake and was showing us the pictures and all that stuff. So we got on that topic and we continued to walk, and he said, well, I'll take you up and show you where the snake is, and then I'll show you where the crime scene is. So he did that. He never told us anywhere there was a foot swing or what direction it was, nothing like that. So, you know, we went up, and then he kind of disappeared. You know, we kind of in there looking around for 15-ish minutes maybe, and he was just gone. So I don't really know. And I asked Sam and Lydia the same thing, and they said, yeah, it was just like all of a sudden he was gone. So that's the extent of that. But anyway, so we continued to look around, and obviously we found the 3 circles. You know, and we spent about an hour and a half up here walking around, saw different items and stuff, and then on our way back, okay, we are just now entering the crime scene area. I'm pretty sure that's the path, I think. Maybe over here. I don't know, they cleaned up. There was a whole bunch of stuff. There was like a sheet metal like tin, corrugated roof, piece of, you know, tin, and like pallets or old wood just piled up. But it's like the park came up and cleaned everything out of here. So, but right in through here somewhere is where, and I'll look around then and we'll touch back on that. But we you know, so we were up here just walking around, obviously seeing all that stuff. Well, then we started walking back down this access trail, service trail, and we got to, so I was taking pictures because I wanted to go home and match up like the photos of Roberta and, you know, the laundry parents, so I could get a better idea of like where they were and all that stuff. So that's what we were doing, and we took our first photos right in this area. Over there's the tree swing. And then we came back here because we thought this corner and then that little canopy area, we thought those looked like a couple of the pictures possibly. So I stood right in here And I took a picture up this way. Then we even came back further, back here to this corner. This is the area where we think where, you know, Mr. Laundry went in, somewhere right in here. Because if you walk straight across there, you come right out at the pinned location at in the back of that field. So anyway, we were taking some pictures in here, and then we started looking around, and we started just seeing just stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Just stuff that didn't really seem like it meant anything. But we walked through there, right through there. In fact, I'll just go ahead and walk through there. I'll come out over where we came out, and this is where we found. Eventually, we ran into the tree swing area. But we came through here, and we just saw some random stuff, you know, out in here. It was just, you know, we didn't really relate it to anything. As you can see, there's hog activity and water flow right through this area. And right here's where you go in towards the tree swing then. But we got up in here, and this is where, somewhere in here, is where I found that Publix bag. We remember there being it was in this spot somewhere, a water type bottle, like the kind that hiker's bottle, whatever, that you strap on a mountain bike, is what I remember it looking like. It was like a dark one. And then I think there was even a lighter that was out in here somewhere, possibly. So anyway, we come, you know, so that grabbed our attention, and we started looking, and I think there was a couple pieces of material out here as well. And then what that did is, Sam actually dove in first, and then it was Lydia, and then I was behind them. And then we popped in, and we were like, holy cow, there's a rope. And then that's when we discovered, us personally discovered the tree swing. So that's how, we came about that. So, but technically that Arizona guy was the first one that found it and was telling people about it. So there's the limb that fell down the other day. But it's good to see the rope is still here. So whoever's messing up the crime area, or this area, at least haven't taken down the rope. That rattlesnake was right over here around the corner, so I'm going to start being a little careful because this is probably his territory. He seems to hang out, in this area. And I'm wondering if that's not the same one that hiker from Arizona found, because from what I remembered of the pictures, that thing was like fat. And this one we saw last week was really fat. So we're going to go a little bit different route, back out to where the crooked tent was, because we're over here now. And back there's the Big Slough Canal, about 50 yards away. And we're going to just walk right out through here. Now you can see there was definite water flow through here. A lot of briars. We found green flags. I'd have to dig through and find them again. But we did find green flag markings in this area. It could just possibly be that that's something to do with the park, though. Yeah, the green flags are up there. And then there was a couple over here. Oh, there they are. So there was 3 of them right in there. The snake was back around that corner. Kind of check my area here, make sure there's no rattlesnakes. Here you can see the green flags. Here's one of them. There was 2 here. I don't know where the other one went. Right there's a green flag. Does that have anything to do with anything? I just don't know. Oh, there's the other one right there. Okay, so we found both flags. And then we'll walk back over to the area where those orange spray painted circles were. I'm not even sure I feel comfortable calling them crime scene circles or evidence circles anymore. You know, this couple did bring up the fact that, you know, see, I had initially felt, after coming up here a couple times, that I felt this crooked tent with the crime tape was a ruse to keep the media, you know, the helicopters and stuff, from flying over the area, or directly over where they were doing their work. Okay, here's that. Now it's dried up, which I've got a theory now. This is the canal that were the canal drainage ditch that runs all the way back to that field, down through here, and then back to them weeds. Well, if you can see right here,